Do you like pizza? Today's special is personal pronoun pizzas. For today's lessons, you're going to need a pencil, piece of paper, and a copy of today's worksheets. Our learning intention for today is we are learning to identify and use the correct pronouns to replace a noun. Now, if we're successful, we'll be able to identify nouns and pronouns. We can identify the noun in a sentence and replace it with a pronoun, and we'll be able to use a pronoun for a subject or an object in a sentence. Welcome to the Personal Pronouns Pizzeria. So what are pronouns? Pronouns are words that can be used instead of a noun that names people or things. Look in the sentence below. Gina works at the pizzeria. Now in this sentence, Gina is the noun. In fact, it's a proper noun, and we can replace her name with the pronoun she. She works at the pizzeria. Watch how we replace nouns with personal pronouns. Jess works at the pizzeria. Jess makes delicious pizzas. We always buy pizzas from Jess. Now we know that that paragraph is about Jess, so we don't need to keep repeating her name. You only need to have her name at the beginning, and then you can replace her name with personal pronouns. For example, watch this. Jess works at the pizzeria. She makes delicious pizzas. We always buy pizzas from her. That sounds much better. Tim answers the phone. People tell Tim what they want to order. Tim is always helpful and polite. Once again, we know that this little paragraph is about Tim, and we have to leave his name at the beginning. But the other two references to his name we can change with a personal pronoun. For example, Tim answers the phone. People tell him what they want to order. He is always helpful and polite. Can you see by taking out the two other Tims, we've made these sentences sound clearer, less awkward, and smoother to read. Kelly and Dan work at the pizzeria. Kelly and Dan make incredible pizzas. I always ask Kelly and Dan to add extra cheese. Now, even though we're talking about two people, we can still replace them with personal pronouns. So once again, this paragraph's about Kelly and Dan, so we're going to leave their names at the beginning, but we can replace it with the others. Now, when we're talking about more than one person, we can use the pronoun they make incredible pizzas. I always ask them to add extra cheese. Pizza is my favourite food. I can eat pizza in the morning or late at night. Pizza is delicious. Well, the word hasn't been highlighted this time, but have you worked out which word could be replaced? Yes, the subject of this paragraph is pizza, so we don't have to keep using that word. Let's try it again. Now, pizza is the name of an object, so this time I'm going to use the pronoun it. Pizza is my favourite food. I can eat it early in the morning or late at night. It is delicious. Did you notice some of the pronouns were for boys and some were for girls? If we're talking about a boy, we use the pronouns he and him. If we're talking about a girl, we're going to replace it with she or her. We use it to replace nouns that name things or animals. Did you know I is the only pronoun that is written with a capital letter? Now that makes a lot of sense to me because when we're using the word I, we're usually replacing somebody's name, and we know that whenever we're writing someone's name, it always starts with a capital letter. So here's something to remember. I need a capital letter because I am really important. So we're going to play a little game. Which of these words are personal pronouns? So as I'm going to click and up will come a piece of pizza. We've got to decide if it's a noun or it's a pronoun. He. Well, I know that was one of the pronouns to describe a boy, so I know that's a pronoun. Bat. Well, that's just a common noun, so that's not a pronoun. I. Well, I know that replaces somebody's name, so I know that is a pronoun. We. Oh, we used that before when we were talking about more than one person, so I know that's a pronoun. Pen? No, that's just a normal, everyday common noun. She. That was a pronoun when we were going to be we're talking about a girl, so that's a pronoun. All right, so let's try it again. This time we're going to guess which are personal pronouns and which are not. So on the left side, if the pizza is a pronoun, we're going to put it on the left plate, and if it's not a pronoun, we're going to put it on the right plate. Well, I is very easy. I know that's going to be a pronoun. Car, no, that's a common noun. She, well, that's a pronoun for a girl. Son, that's a common noun. He, that's a pronoun for a boy. And they is a pronoun when we're talking about more than two people. All right, this is where we're going to stop for a little bit, and you're going to complete your first writing task. Now, you can do it in two ways. If you want to take a copy of this and print it off and work straight onto the worksheet, or just work on a piece of paper. If you're working on a piece of paper, just fold it in half, and at the top on one side you're going to write pronoun, and the other side you're going to write noun. Then you're going to copy down all the pronouns under the heading pronoun and the common nouns under nouns. If you're working on this worksheet, you are going to colour the slices of pizzas that have a personal pronoun on them. Oh, I can see some of the ones that we've used so far. I can see he, we, they, she, her. Oh, there's lots there. So stop the video now, complete the worksheet, and when you finish, turn the video on again. For the second part of the lesson, we're going to look at the two types of pronouns. Now, before we do, I want to take you back to what we were learning about sentences. Do you remember at the beginning of the year we were talking about sentences? They had a subject, in the middle came a verb, and they ended with an object. So when we're using personal pronouns, we have ones that replace the subject at the beginning of the sentence and ones that replace the objects at the end. If it's a subject one, it's usually going to be at the beginning, and they are the pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Now, if it's an object, it's going to be towards the end of the sentence. These ones come after the verb, the action verb in the sentence, or after words such as for, at, of, with, or to. And they're usually words like me, you, him, her, us, them. So let's see how we can use them in sentences. Okay, now remember, we use subject pronouns as the subject of the sentence, and we know that the subject is the beginning of the sentence because that's what they're going to be doing, the action verb. All right, so in this sentence we've got Liam, Kim and Meg had a pizza party. So we know that the verb is had and this is the subject. Now because it's more than one person, I've got to find a word that could be more. Well, I could have we or I could have they. I might try with we. We had a pizza party. I also could have written they had a pizza party. Kim bought a huge pizza. So there's Kim. Now I know it's a girl, so I'm going to replace it with she. She bought a huge pizza. The pizza was delicious. Now because the pizza is a name of a thing, I'm going to use the word it. It was delicious. Let's look at object pronouns now. Now remember, we use object pronouns after an action verb. That means a doing verb. Or after words such as for, at, of, with, or to. Pam asked Tim and Lily to make another pizza. So, Pam is our subject, asked is our action verb, and Tim and Lily is going to be our object. So we need to replace their names with a pronoun that means more than one. So up here we've got the choice of me, you, him, her, it, us, or them. I think I might try them. Pam asked them to make another pizza. Okay, in this sentence, my dog nearly ate the pizza. Well, in this sentence, my dog is my subject, ate is my verb, and the pizza is the object. Now, because a pizza is a name of a thing, I'm going to use the pronoun it. My dog nearly ate it. Max shared his last slice with Jenny. So Max is my subject, shared is my verb, and my last one, my object I'm going to replace with a pronoun is Jenny. Now Jenny's a girl's name, so I have to find a pronoun for a girl. So I've got me, you, him, her. I'm going to use the word her. Max shared the last slice with her. Do you remember when I asked you to have a piece of paper? Now it's your turn. So quickly on a piece of paper, I want you to jot down which would be the correct pronoun to replace Kevin. Would it be he, it, or we? Did you write the word he? He delivered a pizza. Give the money to him. Now money is a name of a thing. So which pronoun would you be using? Him, us, or it? Did you get it? Give it to Kevin. Max asked Lily to add mushrooms. Now it's a girl, so which one would we be using? Her, us, or it? Max asked her to add mushrooms. The children love eating pizza for lunch. Now we've got more than one person. So is it going to be he, I, or we? We love eating pizzas for lunch. I taught Lisa and Danny how to make a pepperoni pizza. Now once again we've got two people. So is it going to be he, them, or we? I taught them how to make a pepperoni pizza. This is our last worksheet for today's lesson, and we're going to be finishing off with working on our subject and object pronouns. Now to complete this task, you can do it one of three ways. You can print the worksheet off and work on it directly. You can write out the sentences on a piece of paper, or if you look in your week 5 folder, I have made an online version of this worksheet. I've even created a video on how to complete it. So to complete this, you can see I've got 7 sentences. Now just look out in number 2 The line under the pizzeria is missing, but it should be there. For each sentence, you'll notice that I've got a noun or a noun group that has been underlined. You're going to change those nouns using a pronoun. So you can see we've got nouns for girls, boys, and objects. So read carefully, and you're going to colour in the correct noun. The last part down the bottom is very easy. You've got a list of pronouns and a list of nouns that you're going to replace. You're going to find the one for he, one for she, we, and it. Well, that's our lesson for today. I hope you've enjoyed learning about personal pronouns. We're going to do a little bit more on it next week. Once again, once you finish your work, please take a photo of it and upload it into your work document for the week.